Commander Zexthera stood on the bridge of the massive dreadnought Void Crusher. His 4 arms crossed in contempt as he gazed at the tactical display. The human fleet hung before them like insignificant specks against the star field, tiny, crude vessels that barely registered on their sensors. "Look at them," he sneered to his tactical officer, his voice carrying the authority of someone who had conquered 17 star systems. "These pathetic metal containers they call warships. Our smallest escort vessel could crush 3 of theirs simultaneously." The hegemony fleet stretched across space in perfect formation, 12-kilometer-long dreadnoughts, each bristling with plasma cannons and quantum torpedoes. Their hulls gleamed with adaptive armor that could withstand the heat of dying stars. In comparison, the 47 human vessels looked like toys crafted by primitive children. "Sir," the tactical officer's voice carried uncertainty. "Our intelligence suggests we should proceed with caution. These humans have..." "Caution?" Zexthera's mandibles clicked in amusement. "Against these insects? Their largest vessel is barely 300 meters long. We could ram through their entire fleet without slowing down." He activated the communication array, broadcasting on all frequencies. "Attention, human fleet. This is Commander Zexthera of the Galactic Hegemony. Your pathetic vessels are no match for our superior technology. Surrender now, and we might allow some of you to live as slaves." The response came from a calm, steady voice. "This is Captain Morrison of the Terran Defense Force. We respectfully decline your offer. You may want to reconsider your position." Zexthera's laughter reverberated through the bridge. "Did you hear that? They're threatening us. With those pitiful craft." He turned to his weapons officer. "Target their flagship. Let's demonstrate the futility of their resistance." The order never completed. The first human vessel simply disappeared. Not destroyed, disappeared. Where the small frigate had been, space itself seemed to twist and fold. Then it reappeared directly behind the hegemony's port flank, having somehow traversed 15,000 kilometers instantaneously. "Impossible," Zexthera whispered. "No species has mastered spatial folding technology." The human ship fired what appeared to be a single, unremarkable projectile. But as it streaked toward the hegemony dreadnought, it began to multiply. 1 became 10, 10 became 100, each somehow occupying the same space while maintaining distinct trajectories. The projectiles struck the Void Crusher's adaptive armor that had never been penetrated in 3 centuries of warfare. The hull didn't explode or melt. Instead, it began to age rapidly, metal corroding and systems failing as if subjected to millennia of entropy in seconds. "Sir!" The tactical officer's voice cracked with panic. "They're using temporal weaponry. The projectiles are accelerating our molecular decay." Around them, more human vessels began their impossible dance. They phased through solid matter, appeared inside hegemony shields, and fired weapons that seemed to violate the fundamental laws of physics. One small human corvette somehow fired a beam that curved around 3 different ships before striking its target. "How is this possible?" Zexthera demanded as another of his dreadnoughts succumbed to what appeared to be a weapon that converted matter directly into dark energy. Captain Morrison's voice came over the comm again, still infuriatingly calm. "Commander, you made a classic mistake. You assumed that bigger means better. You built your ships to be impressive, to intimidate. We built ours to win. A human destroyer, no larger than a hegemony shuttle, somehow opened a micro-wormhole that swallowed an entire battlecruiser. Another vessel fired what looked like a simple missile, which proceeded to replicate itself using the enemy ship's own mass as raw material. "Sir," the tactical officer reported, his voice hollow with defeat, "we've lost 7 ships. The humans haven't lost a single vessel. They're not even taking damage. Our weapons are passing through them like they're not there." Zexthera watched his mighty fleet, the pride of the hegemony, being systematically dismantled by vessels a fraction of their size. The humans had achieved what his species considered impossible. They had weaponized the fundamental forces of the universe itself. "Perhaps," he said quietly, "size isn't everything after all." As the Void Crusher began its own rapid aging under the influence of a temporal cascade weapon, Commander Zexthera finally understood why the human vessels were so small. They didn't need to be large to house conventional weapons. They housed controlled chaos itself.